What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the boxing clinic. You dig, keeping the ball moving. Afternoon grind now, and apparently, McGregor, Malignaggi are in negotiations. Dana White and Al Heyman said they want. Well, Al Heyman said they want to make the fight. Dana White said they want to make the fight. So the UFC and boxing both want this fight. Dana White was very dismissive about Conor McGregor coming back to boxing and other fighters trying boxing. Now, that reason is because boxers have protection. They have the Muhammad Ali Act that protects them, financially against promoters, and it does an array of things. You can look it up to get the full gist of it. In UFC, there's no protection. Dana White is it's pretty much like Roger Goodell in the NFL. He's the judge, he's the jury, he's the executioner, he's everything, And, I bet if you open those books up on some nights when McGregor fights, he's not getting his fair share like he would in boxing. Now, Paulie Malignaggi predicted that Conor McGregor would come back to boxing because of the Muhammad Ali Act and the nice paydays and the protection. And it seems like this wasn't a natural, this wasn't natural. This happened kind of supernatural in my opinion. And what I mean when I say supernatural might be the wrong word. I think it was kind of orchestrated. With Joe Cortez saying that the fight should happen between Malignaggi and McGregor, and the sparring was very good. And I believe the sparring was very good. But I think this was supposed to be like a sequel off the Mayweather thing because they tried to make the story McGregor Malignaggi early in that camp. Now, the beef was brewing before December last year, when Paulie Malignaggi said McGregor had no chance. He was a bum in boxing. He said a cab driver or somebody like that could be McGregor. McGregor took it personal, let him in his camp, didn't pay Malignaggi, and treated him like a baby back, itch, But, and it seems like, it was kind of like, orchestrated. Maybe that's the best word. But the beef seems real, but it seems like this was the play all along to get, McGregor and Malignaggi in the ring, and it's gonna happen next year. He said, Malignaggi said the only reason the fight wouldn't happen is because Conor McGregor has no balls. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. You can read what Paulie Malignaggi said. Of course, Paulie Malignaggi is pretty much looking for that super fight he never had, and he just can't stay retired. And McGregor, he really not trying to go to UFC and fight Khabib and Nate Diaz for short money compared to what he made from Mayweather. And, I'm pretty sure Showtime look forward to fighting with, working with Conor McGregor once again and working with their employee, Paulie Malignaggi, to make a big event once again. And I think a lot of people are interested in this fight just because the sparring was reportedly so good, and see, who really won. Because, Conor McGregor edited the tapes. He did it with Chris Van Deer. He did it with a couple other fighters. He's sparring with Mayweather, putting pictures on there and him holding him on the ground. And a lot of people think McGregor did well versus Mayweather, which I think Mayweather pretty much carried him. And I don't think Paulie Malignaggi is going to do that. I think Paulie Malignaggi potentially could push the pace, and he can tire out again. And it would be catastrophic if Conor McGregor got knocked out by, feather hands Paulie Malignaggi. Now, Paulie Malignaggi always didn't have feather hands. Early in his career, he was seen as a knockout artist. I read an article a couple years back. Until he started having hand surgeries, and he had to adjust his game and be more valiant punching. And that was all his power. That's where it went. So Paulie wasn't the guy that that just was always not a good power puncher. Had hand issues, and if Paulie could punch with the chin and the skills Paulie had, Paulie might be a real surefire Hall of Famer, and definitely would have got a lot more body counts on his resume. But what he has overcome in the sport of boxing with the injuries and the broken jaws and everything that he suffered, to come back and be, a two-time world champion in two different weight classes, or whatever he is, that was a big accomplishment. And, if McGregor let him knock him out, it's embarrassing. But McGregor does have options. Conor McGregor, Jeff Horn, who beat Manny Pacquiao earlier this year, I think it was earlier July, wants to fight Conor McGregor. I don't know how Conor McGregor feels going over to Australia, but if that bag right, the money right, that's what I mean when I say the bag right, he'd go over there. So he potentially got 2 fights set up for next year, and he can close it out and potentially retire and not go back to UFC because he can make a lot of money in both fights. And as long as Jeff Horn holds on to that belt, that fight could be a reality after Malignaggi. We gone though.